So from the end of 2018 until now, 2020, I lost a total of 130 pounds. From December 2018 to April 2019, I lost a total of 100 pounds. However, it took me another full year to lose another 30 pounds. My starting weight was about 280 in the 300s, and my end weight, which is the weight I am now, is 150 pounds. I was able to achieve these weight loss goals on not one, not two, but 3 different diets, in addition to only using minimal exercise equipment. This is my story, my before and after on how I officially lost 130 pounds. Before I get into the story, I just want to say I do have my first channel over here. I do talk more about my experiences in regards to losing weight and more day in my lives, whereas it's going to be more about my fitness, what I specifically did to lose weight, because I was on a weight loss journey for a very long time and I am still on a weight loss journey. When I was younger, I was really depressed. I never really took care of myself. I never really believed myself. I never really knew what self-love was. I thought it was okay because I always did my hair and makeup, and I thought because I looked good or looked attractive that it would be acceptable to look the way that I did. I was always taller than everyone else, and as you can see, I look a little bit different than the people that I surrounded myself around. I always felt left out. I always felt alone. I always felt like I had no one who really looked like me, no one who was really around me. I didn't feel like I had anyone who truly represented me in my entirety, being artistic, being really tall, being mixed, looking different. For most of my entire life, I gained weight and lost weight all of the time, but it kind of evened out. When you get older, you get taller. I would gain like 20 pounds, but it would be okay. I would get taller and then it wouldn't be that noticeable. Those of you who are wondering, I am 5'8", 5'9", 150 pounds. I became a manager at a coffee shop, and so I would get the pastries for free there, and I started comfort eating to cover up the depression and the anxiety and the sadness that I was feeling within inside of me. I kind of ate to get rid of my problems. It made me feel better when I ate a lot. In the summer of 2018, I got up to my heaviest. I was around 280 pounds. That was the biggest I've ever been in my life. I think that was the most depressing time of my life. Well, one of the most depressing times of my life. It was the hardest period of time I ever had to go through because it was evident that I did not love myself and I did not take care of myself and that I needed to do better, and I was just miserable. I was really sad. In the summer of 2018, I tried to be a vegetarian and it didn't really work out for me because I was overweight. I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a hormonal disorder. Because of that, even though I was a vegetarian, I had to stop being vegetarian because when I was eating fruit, it would really bloat me or make me feel really uncomfortable more than usual. In September 2018, I got into a very catastrophic car accident where I dislocated my lower back, my neck. I lost my memory. I lost my ability to speak for a little bit. As a result of the accident, I had a traumatic brain injury, so that was the cause of those injuries. I couldn't work. I had to drop out of school for a little bit. I had to take physical therapy and I was on bed rest. I was dealing with all of these issues on top of being 280 pounds and I was in pain. I could barely walk. It was one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever been through, and the doctors told me that I would always be in pain my entire life, that I would never get better. I would have to take a shot to stop feeling any pain, and I didn't want that to be my only option. So when I started going to physical therapy, it was helping my injury. I had to stop going to physical therapy and I needed a solution. I knew that working out and being physically active would be better than not being physically active at all. I was injured in a serious way and I needed to exercise somehow. My goal in mind wasn't I need to lose weight. It was just I need to become at least a little bit more fit so I could take some pressure off of my injuries and build more strength back into my body. I feel like that accident really woke me up and made me realize how precious life is. I shouldn't have survived it, but I did, and I'm very grateful. And that was the start where everything started to change for me. December 2018, I decided that I was gonna lose weight. In my brain, I believe I only want to lose about 80 pounds. I wasn't expecting to lose 130 pounds in total. This is my routine on how I lost 130 pounds. Now remember that I lost 100 pounds first, and then it took me a year to lose another 30 pounds, and I did 2 different routines for those different time periods. When I first started losing weight, it took me 4 months to lose 100 pounds. I began the keto diet, and that is how I was able to lose my 100 pounds. A choice of protein, which would usually be a choice of meat, then a choice of high saturated fat, which would be cheese, butter, avocado, nuts. It would be best to pick your choice of carb as something like a non-starchy vegetable instead of something like rice or beans or something like that, because you can get kicked out of ketosis. Ketosis is the process that your body naturally goes through after it's been fasted or deprived of sugar for a very long time. Ketosis usually kicks in around 16 hours you've been fasting. It is our body's natural survival fat burning mechanism. You were suddenly out in the desert for whatever reason and you didn't have any food, you would be fine for a day or 2 or maybe even 3, because your body would be able to feed off of your fat cells that you have. This process is perfectly natural. However, it can be dangerous if you're in it for too long and if you undernourish yourself. That's why counting macros in keto is very important, because you can easily eat underneath your calories for the day or underneath your macros and you can get off balance. Every single meal that I had was like this: a choice of meat, a choice of saturated fat, and then a choice of non-starchy vegetable. On top of that, I also fasted. Fasting has been and probably will always be the biggest part of my routine. It is the way that I have lost 130 pounds. It is the way that I stay fit. It is the way that I do not gain weight. When I was losing weight, I did a fasting method called OMAD, and that is called 1 meal a day, which means you only eat 1 meal a day. So I would wake up in the morning, I would exercise fasted, have 1 meal at 12 p.m. and it would be a big meal around probably 1,200 to 1,500 calories, and then I wouldn't eat until the next day at 12 p.m. I did this routine for every single day for 4 months. Because I had injuries in the past, I'm not really big on fitness routines, exercise routine, lifting weights and stuff like that, because even until this day I still feel pain. I still have discomfort when I walk uphill, when I go to sleep. The pain never really stops. It's just managed because I'm more fit than I was. So with that being said, I never really got into very strenuous exercise because I haven't really been able to. But I was still able to achieve my fitness goals even without having to do all of these crazy routines. I would do the bike for about 15 minutes. I would do the treadmill for about 25 minutes on an incline of about 10 to 15 on a speed of 3.5. Then I would do the elliptical machine for another 15 minutes, and then I would go and sit in the sauna for about another 15 to 20 minutes, along with doing keto, strict keto specifically, and 1 meal a day fasting. And in April of 2018, I officially lost 100 pounds. When I first lost 100 pounds, I was very proud of myself. I felt very accomplished and I thought I was finished. After I lost my first 100 pounds, I got on and off keto. I started eating regular and then I would get on keto again, because when I was on keto, my body felt better. My health got better, my nutrition got better, the way I felt about myself got better, my sleep got better, my stress reduction, all of that stuff improved when I lost weight and when I started taking my body, my health into consideration. When I would start to eat sugar and stuff again, my body didn't feel right. Sugar is not something my body just likes. I just stay away from it completely. End of 2019, probably around October, I had new weight loss goals for myself. I had new body goals for myself. I was happy with what I did, but I wanted to take it even further because I knew I could look better. I knew I could become more fit and more healthy. And it wasn't about an image, it was just about improving myself altogether, because I was in a self-improvement period of time. It's like, why not keep the flow going? In October of 2019, I became a vegan and I started a new weight loss journey, and that is where I lost an additional 30 pounds. And I still kept fasting. I still, to this day, am still a vegan, and I still do 1 meal a day fasting every day. If I'm gonna be very physically active, if I'm trying to be fit, that is just the way I can get the best results for myself. And just spiritually, I feel good when I fast and when I'm not overeating and I'm not stuffing my face, and when I am just eating vegetables and plants and things that are all natural. My exercise routine when I was losing my additional 30 pounds, it was the same thing. So I was still doing a lot of cardio. However, I started really increasing the intensity. I started doing a lot more squats a day. I started doing a lot more leg work. I started hiking. I started going up inclines a lot. I got really curvy when I hit like the 170s, but I didn't really want to be curvy like that. Like, I wanted to be more slim. My experience going through this whole thing, I feel like it was life-changing. I feel like me thinking about weight loss and fitness and learning to take care of myself changed my life. I feel stronger, I feel happier, I feel very full of love for myself and for life, and I have this new appreciation. I believe that weight loss has a lot to do with what is going on with you internally. I believe that it has a lot to do with the internal and not the external. It just manifests externally. Everyone has the power to take control of their reality. Biggest lessons that I had to learn was about patience and about self-love and about loving myself and coming into myself and learning how to take care of myself and what taking care of myself truly means. I made a whole 15-minute video on how I lost 100 pounds in my entirety, so I don't want to give you guys just repetitive information. Now, which diet would I recommend for you to choose? If I had to choose between being vegetarian, being vegan, or the keto diet, well, that depends. If you're transitioning into dieting, into fitness, that you should start off with the keto diet, or at least start off being vegetarian. However, I feel like if you are already a carnivore or whatever and you eat meat already, then you should probably go on keto. If you don't mind trying vegetarianism, I would recommend going vegetarian first. If you go vegetarian, you have to experience the discipline from staying away from dairy and meat products. But if you go keto, you have to experience the discipline of staying away from sugar and fasting. So it just depends on what your preference would be. As far as veganism, I don't expect anyone to jump right into it because I think it is an extreme lifestyle change. But the reason why I switched to veganism in the first place was because I don't eat fruit because of the sugar. Sugar still till this day makes me very, very bloated regardless of what sugar it is. It makes me very uncomfortable, so I don't even eat fruit until this day. So if you're like that, if your body's really sensitive, if you get sick easily, I would make the recommendation of becoming a vegan. I'm gonna be helping you guys with weight loss. I'm going to dedicate this channel on weight loss and helping you lose weight. It's gonna be meal ideas on this channel, fitness routines, everything in regards to weight loss that you can think about, it's gonna be on this channel, and I am here to help you guys. I feel like this kind of niche isn't fulfilled enough. There are a lot of people out there telling their stories, but a lot of people who told their stories aren't actively helping people get through it themselves. They just kind of tell their story and then just leave the video, but I'm not gonna do that. Thank you guys for watching this video and listening to my story and hearing me out. Thank you. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out my first channel and my first story if you want to know more about my story, and I will see you guys in the next video.